Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening in every place you're watching this video. It's a great honor for me to be part of the announcement for the upcoming 3rd Mekong Mangrove Forum, which will be held on October 1st, 2020, and all the interesting opportunities and collaboration that will thrive from there for the Mekong region, but not only, also beyond, with thanks to the continued and broader collaboration among all the partners and among all the participants. I'm Serena Fortuna, Forestry Officer at the FAO REP+ team. I'm also part of the UN REP program, a joint initiative between FAO, UNDP, and UN Environment, which support countries to reduce forest emissions and enhance carbon stocks in forests, while contributing to national sustainable development. In the delivery of my work, I focus both in FAO and UN RED, I focus on integrated landscapes and carbon-rich ecosystems. FAO and FAO and UN RED recognize the important contribution and the multiple role that mangroves can play in enhancing livelihood, in contributing to sustainable development, and that is a nature-based solution in fighting against climate change. The direct and indirect benefits these unique ecosystems straddling the boundary between ocean and land can provide to coastal communities and countries are renowned. These benefits spans from securing a habitat to animals, a wide range of animals, both terrestrial and marine animals, and therefore contributing to food security of coastal communities. But also span to, for example, when mangroves are healthy and intact and well protected, also to reducing strength and impact of forces of natural hazards, therefore also contributing to coastal community ability to adapt to an unfortunately increasing kind of frequency of such events due to climate change. The food security and livelihood benefits that mangrove can provide were also highlighted during another unfortunate crisis that we're all living, the COVID-19 pandemic. However, these fascinating lush coastal forests are even more than this. They are crucial not only for the present of coastal communities, but they are crucial and their pivotal role for the future of the coastal communities, but the future of our collective humankind. In fact, their importance as sinks of greenhouse gases, carbon for both carbon dioxide and methane, and hence their critical role in mitigating climate change has been recognized by science and is progressively being recognized by countries. If you look at the NDCs, for example, the national determined contributions that countries pledged and committed for the Paris Agreement, approximately 45 countries around the world specifically mentioned mangroves in their action. Some countries, for example, Cambodia, Equatorial Guinea, Ghana, India, Indonesia, and Myanmar, are including mangroves-based mitigation actions within their RED+ national strategies. Such strategies identify specific policies and actions to address, and where possible also to redress, the drivers of deforestation and forest degradation, and therefore increasing the forest cover, protecting and increasing forest cover. Through these strategies, countries also kind of incorporate forest sector into their policies and approaches to tackling climate change, and as part of their commitments under the Paris Agreement. Now, in this framework, investing in conservation, sustainable management, and restoration of mangroves can indeed be a huge opportunity. An opportunity to reduce emissions and increasing the capture of greenhouse gases in a rate that is higher than other forests. Of course, without entering into competition with other ecosystems, this had to be done complementing and strengthening local and national efforts to achieve overall benefits for people and for climate. As an additional benefit, countries that achieve net emission reduction from the forest sector can also and complete all their framework for RED+ under UNFCCC can also access and be enabled to request results-based payment. If you look at also in this context, countries that have mangroves as part of their natural ecosystems can have an advantage. With their high proportion of carbon compared to other forests, in fact, the attention and the action that can be given in the mangrove ecosystem can significantly increase the ambition, the impact, and the results that national REDD+ strategies can bring to the country. Continuing on this wave of positive thinking, it is also worth mentioning that about 30 countries have demonstrated their interest to also include actions on mangroves within their restoration pledges as part of the Bond Challenge. These collective efforts will be even more boosted, we all hope about that, on the upcoming UN Decade on Ecosystem Restoration, of which FAO and UN Environment are co-lead organizers, and with which also UNESCO and other organizations are key partners. Now, despite all of this promising development and all the recognition, as of 2020, mangroves continue to be subject to pressure, such as expansion of commercial agriculture or aquaculture, and their extent, unfortunately, continue to decrease. Basically in all countries, with the exception of some that could be counted really on a finger of a hand. But the trend does not have to continue in this manner. It can certainly be reversed. Keeping the world mangroves healthy will require a combination of integrated coastal management, intersectoral, coordinated rural development policy, and the sharing of technical experience and effective practices within and between countries. However, these efforts will be in vain if not all the correct and appropriate stakeholders will be included. Indeed, people whose actions most directly affect mangroves and people who benefit from mangroves need to be involved in every single decision-making and action on the ground. Those are rural farming and fishing communities, for example. FAO, including through the UN REDD program, is working in countries to integrate mangroves into their REDD+ strategies and implement specific actions. Some entry points include changes to practices in communities involved in shrimp farming or charcoal production, for example, but also supporting government in defining this comprehensive package of policies and measures that would allow mangrove ecosystem to contribute to the fight against climate change, both mitigation and adaptation, and that will allow communities to thrive and to benefit in a sustainable manner from these ecosystems. We also truly believe that science, assessment, and data are essential and are key to contribute for enhanced decision-making, but also to set baselines and demonstrate those important results that can be achieved on the ground. From FAO and the UN REDD program, with UNESCO and all the organizers and partners of the upcoming 3rd Mekong Mangrove Forum, we're really looking forward for the discussion that will take place on October 1st, but even beyond, looking forward that increasing potentially the scope of the discussions, the geographical scope of the discussion, embracing other areas that might learn from or share experience with the Mekong countries. The forum is not only re-emphasizing the importance of protecting, sustainably managing, and restoring key ecosystems, but also, and more importantly, boost concrete concerted actions and collaboration on the ground among the partners and among the participants. Those collaborations that are needed to reverse the tide of deforestation. It's only by acting now and acting together that this nature-based solution opportunity in the fight against climate change can be effectively seized, bringing recognized benefits for the livelihood, for food security, economy, and biodiversity for the benefit of current and future generations. But now from words, I would like to pass to images. And with those images, I would like to thank you all for the attention and with a screening of our short video that I hope you will enjoy. And what I hope the most is that we will really meet either in person or through the webinar, through the online webinar for the October 1st discussion. Therefore, I really look forward to see you live in the Mangrove Forum. Thank you very much for your attention.